Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today is Sergeant Terry Fritts. Fritts is the community liaison officer. That's one of your many duties, isn't
yes.
it? That's what I always
Many hats I wear.
If you notice something's missing this month is Lieutenant Robbie Seal, and I just don't know how it's going to go today without Robbie here, but...
It's going to go quick.
Yeah, he gets a little carried away. He'll never watch this, so we can talk about him, and you know, we'll see what happens.
Good.
Okay. But the sheriff's office has been busy. I know you were here last month, and you had a lot of activities. October was busy, right?
Yes, it was a busy month for us. So to end up October, we had the DSS Jack-O-Lantern Jubilee. It was very well attended. We participated this year. I believe it was the second annual one that they have done, and there was a lot of people there. Very well attended.
Right.
Gave out many bags of candy.
Isn't it amazing how much candy, the downtown Halloween thing, hometown Halloween, everybody ran out of candy. The place was packed. I mean, the community came out and...
Yeah, that was very well attended as well.
Yeah.
We were participating with that. We had a zombie deputy in our casket that we utilized for the honor guard, so that was fun. And I think the sheriff even got into it for a short period.
Short period. He was afraid he might close the lid.
Possibly. We also did the GMC drive-through trunk or treat. That was extremely well attended as well. We were running out of candy there. I think they spent like $3,000 on candy.
Oh my gosh!
So enough to give you a diabetic attack for sure.
I guess so.
What else did we do? In September, we partnered with Northwestern Community Services. We were doing a suicide prevention month. So Northwestern had a design that they wanted me to create into a motorcycle patch. So I went to work, created a design that could be given out to the riders. So everybody that registered for that motorcycle ride for suicide prevention got one of these patches. We got a lot of response when we posted the patch design on our Facebook page. So with that response, we partnered with Northwestern to try to bring this patch available throughout the year to help raise money for the Concern Hotline. So if you're interested in a patch, contact me at the sheriff's office. We have a few on hand, very limited few, but it'll be first come, first serve. And then we'll let you know when we get a new order in and when they're available.
It looks good. It looks very, very good.
But all the money that is raised, it's donation-based to receive a patch. Every bit of the money will go to the Concern Hotline.
Right. So don't be cheap.
Just give what you can. It does take a minimum donation of $5 to receive a patch, and that just to cover our costs to recoup the patch.
Yeah, people don't really realize, you know, because we do a lot of embroidering, they don't realize how much, it's by the stitch. And there's probably, I don't know, not counting, they put it on a black background, so that saved a lot of stitches. There's probably 20,000 stitches in that little thing right there. So
it is a beautiful design. I might be a little biased since I helped create it, but it is a beautiful design.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, reach out to us. We have a few if you're interested.
Yeah, that's great.
A couple other things that we did. Moving on from October and November, we hosted a cyberbullying forum with the public schools. It was recorded. It was a great message to get cyberbullying and bullying out.
Mark was at the school, and of course that's available on the Royal Examiner. So.
Yes, so reach out and watch that. It's a lot of good information. If you have any questions or concerns about cyberbullying or bullying, reach out to investigator Kristen Hyduke. She was trying to head that up for us. Recently, just as of yesterday, we conducted a Project Lifesaver class, and we now have 10 certified Project Lifesaver deputies who can change the batteries and become an electronic search specialist. So if someone that is a part of the program goes wandering, now we have 10 people that can help search effectively for them. It's a great program. If you're interested in Project Lifesaver, reach out to the Warren County Sheriff's Office. We'll try to get you signed up. It is a 100% donation-based program. It's an initiative that Sheriff Butler, through community partnerships, would like to bring this program to anyone in the community that has a need for it. But we do need community partners to help us sponsor and fund the program. Because a lot of these people that are on the Project Lifesaver program are special needs. So there's a lot of medical bills, there's a lot of expenses the families incur. So it's hard to pass an expense on to them for a tracking device. So we ask for donations to help fund it. It does take
the community will come together. They
do. They're great. They've always been very supportive of us, especially on programs like this. If you are interested in donating any money to the program, you can send a check to the Warren County Sheriff's Office, and in the memo line, just put donation, Project Lifesaver, but the check would need to be made out to the Warren County Sheriff's Office. But that does help us fund the program and provide this service to people that are less fortunate.
Great. It's kind of like wearing your GPS, right?
It is, but it's not GPS, it's radio frequency, so I don't have the ability to pull it up on a map and say you are right here, because GPS doesn't always work, whereas radio frequency, it just works. It's the same technology they use for hunters, like with the hunting dogs, and it's a great program. Typically, the national average, if somebody is reported missing from the time I arrive on scene to the time we locate the individual, is about 30 minutes. So, great program. I'm a huge advocate. I've been doing it for a number of years. I've seen that it actually works. And June, when we had an individual wander off, we found him, I think, in about 17 minutes. So, great program.
You can search all around and never find somebody and look, but you can, if you have some technology, you can find them, because they don't always stand on the street corner for you to find them.
The electronic portion of it will take you right to where the individual is, and it'll almost give you the path they took. So.
That's great. That's great.
A couple other things we have coming up in November. We are participating with the Camping for Hunger with an initiative from the River 95.3. They are going to be collecting up donations for CCAP.
Right. So I've seen them out there washing the bus.
Getting that thing nice and clean. We will be a collection location at the Warren County Sheriff's Office. So if you have any non-perishable items that you would like to contribute, if you're not able to get to the bus, or if you're just headed to the Sheriff's Office, come drop off. We'll be a drop-off location. We're also working on a coat drive that will be a drop-off location at the Sheriff's Office too. The coats we collect will benefit Department of Social Services. So anything we collect this month, December 1st, we'll take and drop off at DSS.
Yeah, it's a great work. We just finished up a coat drive for veterans at the Veterans Hospital, and we collected, I don't know, 60 or 70 just coats just locally. So people, clean out your closet, not something we want something good. But a lot of times they don't fit you any. They don't fit as well every year. So try them on. If they don't fit quite right,
and we'll collect up other stuff other than just coats. So any other winter wear that you might have that's no longer useful, gloves, hats, mittens, scarves, that kind of stuff. Again, we would prefer stuff that's not stained wholly. We don't want the trash, because we don't have to throw it away. But if you have something that's gently used that you'd like to give new life to, we'd be more than willing to accept it.
They don't want ball caps. They want like stocking caps, something that's a little warmer.
Something to keep people warm.
And gloves, gloves. So there's a lot of things like scarves, things that are winter wear. That's great.
Winter wear.
Yes, that's great.
The other thing that we're working on a Stuff a Cruiser event. Tentatively, the date is scheduled for November 18th. We're hoping to host it at Walmart. Just waiting to hear back the final approval. Look at our social media page. We'll be posting a flyer as soon as the approval of the event has been done. You're
not going to be outdone. A bus is one thing, but we're going to stuff a cruiser.
We're going to stuff a cruiser.
Well, give something on that end of town, and the other one's at the Royal Plaza, so that's good.
Well, the Stuff a Cruiser is going to be more than just the food for Camping for Hunger. We're going to ask for donations of coats. So if you're not able to make it to the Sheriff's Office and you're headed to the Walmart shopping center, we'd be more than glad for you to take your gently used clothing to the Stuff a Cruiser event.
Right. I think, like talked about the veterans coat, somebody donated, I don't know how many, some money, and they went down to like the Rural King and just bought every coat they had out of the store and brought them over. So people will do things,
Well, I'm hoping we can find somebody generous like that, because we do have a lot of population within the community, children included. So we want all different types of coats, not just adult coats, children coats, everything.
So they go a long way.
They do.
That's great.
And that's what helps keep people warm, people's generosity, because you don't believe how many people that are underprivileged here in the community.
Right. Well, I tell people, I was talking to Michelle Smeltzer at the DSS. I mean, they've got like 8,000 clients. And they're not all homeless or anything, but they're people that get some sort of subsistence or some help from the social services. So that's a lot of people in our county. So, and again, what they say is we're 2 weeks away without a paycheck. Well, that's where you'll be, in the street. So
very well true.
It's true. It could be your neighbor. You just don't know.
Yep. And that's how DSS operates. They need donations like that to be able to provide this service to people, because there's no funding that's, hey, go buy a bunch of coats for some kids. It's 100% donation based, and got to help your neighbor.
Well, we got to tell people, and if we tell them, they'll come and respond.
That's right. A couple other things that we're working on. We've been talking about the unclaimed bodies. We have 19. We're looking at a burial hopefully by the end of this month. Right now, the only thing that's holding that up is the military service. We've reached out to the military, and you know how fast they move.
Sure.
But just trying to verify who has military service and who doesn't, because we want to give these unclaimed individuals their proper burial. If they served in the United States military, they deserve a military burial. So just because somebody didn't come forward to claim them doesn't mean that they shouldn't have the same honor and respect that everybody else has.
Great. You let us know when that happens.
We'll reach out to Mike, and I'm sure you'll post something for World Examiner for us. It'll also be on our social media page. We're partnering with Prospect Hill Cemetery to give these individuals a final resting place. So hopefully really, really soon we'll be able to conduct that.
Good.
And as every month, we do the Reading with the Sheriff program. We partner with Samuels Public Library. The next Reading with the Sheriff will be November 23rd at 10 a.m.
Just before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I bet they're going to read some turkey book. What do you think?
Probably. I don't know. And then going into December, since we're getting close,
I know.
that holiday season.
The first thing it's happening right at the very beginning of the month, too, of December.
October 31st, Halloween, to November 1st, Christmas.
Yes.
It's like Thanksgiving doesn't even get a holiday. But we're partnering with Target. We did the Heroes and Helpers grant with those people at Target to provide the Shop with the Sheriff campaign. So we're going to take a few less fortunate individuals shopping.
Right. We just finished up working with Jason Neal. He's working with Ann over at Springtime. You know how she did her trees and had all the little angels and trees hanging for gifts and things. We just finished up making all those decorations. So they're going to start that. He's going to be working with her and kind of keep that program going too. So there's a lot of these kind of shopping programs and gifts, and there's tons of places to help out in the community. This is great that the Sheriff Department works this out.
Target's been a huge community resource. I did the Shop with the Sheriff program for many years at different agencies, and we've done it here before with Warren County. But the Heroes and Helpers grant is specifically designed for law enforcement and Target to provide services to the community, which is great.
It is great.
And Target's going above and beyond. They're actually going to provide breakfast to these individuals to do the Shop with the Sheriff program as well.
Right. Yeah. A lot of these, big chains get some bad press, but they
have a lot of give back.
They have a lot of give back.
Couple other things. We have the Story Time with Santa. The Samuels Public Library on December 17th is doing Story Time with Santa. I heard Santa will be there. I'm not sure who's going to be Santa yet. I got to maybe put on a little bit more weight to fill it out.
Sheriff.
But we are doing Story Time with Santa.
I got after him the other day. I seen him. I've lost a lot of weight. I said, yeah, but you can still play Santa Claus.
Anybody can play Santa.
Oh, it's right. It's all in the heart.
But we will have a deputy there with Santa Claus, and there's going to be cookies and story time. It's going to be a good event. It's organized by Samuels Public Library, so if you have any questions, reach out to them for that event. A couple other things. We're working with the Masons Lodge to bring 2 meals to the senior center. So on November 17th, the Masons are sponsoring a meal for the Warren County Senior Center, and we will be down there assisting them, handing out the meals. And then on December 20th, we are doing a Seniors and Santa program. So I heard Santa Claus is going to make an appearance at the Senior Center, and he may be also going to all of our Operation Telephone individuals. I think he's got a gift for each one of them.
Well, there you go.
So
we'll see what happens.
It's going to be a good event, and the Masons are also sponsoring that initiative, the Seniors with Santa, so there'll be a meal provided.
They're great with the meals, and
they are.
Especially when they.
Will Bryant is a huge resource.
He brings his barbecue stuff out,
and it's good.
It's good. Yeah, he's so generous with that. I mean, really, he goes over and up and beyond, and
huge community partners. I can't speak volumes enough about what the Masons and what Will Bryan has been able to help us with, just at the sheriff's office alone, with initiatives that we've been wanting to do. That they'll generate funds through donations and just the food, and then even Will's done the sheriff's camp.
Right, and he did the football camp. Right, right. I remember that. It's always so good.
So we do have a date in June tentatively. I think it's going to be the first Saturday that school is out in June. All right. There'll be some more information to follow. We're trying to have a few pro football players come in. I think we were really
good when the Divas came.
Well, the Divas, I believe, are scheduled to be here this go-around. Everything is contingent on schedules.
They made those guys look bad. The women out there outdid them. What, you're a football player?
But Just get it in your calendar. I think it's going to be the first Saturday in June. There'll be some more information coming forward, but it'll be the Sheriff's football camp again. We're hoping to have some pro football players or ex-pro football players and coaches from the area here.
Yeah. It was well attended, I thought, for the last time.
Oh, we're going to try to make it even bigger than what it was in the previous years.
Yeah. Sheriff giving them the message. I seen him out there, and I think if you watch the video of it, he was giving it to him, boy. I tell
He's
you.
a good coach. He's been a coach for a while.
He's coached a long time football. Yeah, he's done that. Yeah. Well, there's one more thing you don't have on the list, and that's our Christmas parade.
Yes, we do have a Christmas parade coming up December 3rd.
Yeah, and it's going to be starting a little later, I hear. I told Nikki, I said, that's dark. Yeah, well, we want to see the lights on the... I said, okay. Is there lights in the parade? She said, absolutely. Well,
there's blue lights, because there'll be police cars.
We know the blue lights are there, and the red lights from the fire department, but yeah, a lot of those floats have lights on them, and you really can't see them. So it's going to start a little later, I think 5 or 5:30, but we'll put that out here once we get to see what
the sheriff's office will be participating with that as we do each year.
Yeah,
we're hoping to have our go-kart back. We had a go-kart that was not serviced in a number of years. So we took it down to Blue Ridge Tech and have the kids through Blue Ridge Tech working on it. So we're hoping to have that.
That's what I seen driving around the parking lot. That's what
maybe. I don't know. But we're hoping to have that back up because that's a good event to have the go-kart in. It is one of the parades.
Well, you have your drunk golf cart, you kind of keep it going. Put the beer goggles on and drive that in the parade. That would not go over well.
No, that would not go over very well.
Yeah, that's really a neat thing you guys had there out. People get a really different perspective on driving. Oh, I'm not in.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, at the fair, we had the driving simulator, which is all the kids thought it was like an Xbox with a little driving wheel, but it's actually a driving simulator to simulate distracted driving.
Right.
So we do have that available. It does impaired driving and distracted driving.
Yeah. People don't realize how easy it is to get distracted.
It is.
And it's a problem.
And anybody, it's a problem for anybody.
Oh yeah, I've had it happen. All of a sudden, whoa! You don't realize. I'm just looking at something for a second. Yeah.
And that second you take your eyes off the wheels, the second the person in front of you stops and you rear end them.
We had a police officer run into the back of our car. It was just a second. He turned his head. Something dropped on the floor. He looked down and bang.
It can happen to anybody, even the police officers.
Even the police officer, yeah.
Nobody's immune.
Nothing. No, what happens to everyone.
Well, look, we're human.
When you least expect it.
And that's the other thing. People forget that even law enforcement, fire and rescue, we're all human. We all make a mistake.
Yeah. And right now the sun is coming right at the point in the at the rush hour, and you can't see. I pulled out and looked the other day, and I thought, man, luckily I seen a little glimpse of the chrome. I didn't see this big truck, and it was just a second.
The glare is bad.
The glare, so you got to really watch that. So, like you say, it happens in a heartbeat. You guys are really busy schedule. This is all and above all your law enforcement work you do.
We're working on many, many things behind the scenes. So just because you don't see something doesn't mean we're not working on it.
Well, yesterday was a good example. If you went out to vote, you seen the sheriff at all the polling places had a deputy or two or three coming and going, and that's a long day.
Yes.
And don't seem like they do a lot, but that's kind of what first responders do. You don't need them until you need them.
Right.
But they were there securing the election poll and out and about. So that's little things like that you don't really think about. It's like our school officers, and it's just you're everywhere.
We are almost like Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's great. You guys do a great work, and congratulations to the sheriff and all the great things you guys do. We appreciate you coming in and letting the community know of the activities that are coming up with the sheriff's department. Little things like that, reading at the library, that goes a long way. This is all part of that community policing initiative that is coming across the nation, and I think that's really good. Kind of like it's kind of like a virtual walking the beat, so to speak, right? I mean,
in a way,
you kind of meeting the public, and I think it's a great thing. They're seeing you in a different light. And other than when you just knock on their door, knock on the window and say, press hard 5 copies, right?
Well, we're trying to provide a service to the community that helps keep them safe. And we do a lot of crime prevention. We do seminars, especially like with our triad group. We'll go out and preach to the seniors, here's the latest scams and frauds that we're seeing. Here's little tidbits that can help keep them safe.
Right.
And it could even be something as simple as med management on how to store your medications properly so they don't fall into the wrong hands. or the DEA Drug Take Back Day, which we had that on
had that,
October
yeah,
29th.
right, yeah.
We collected up 5 big trash bags, weighing a total of 106 pounds.
Wow.
So it was a pretty big event.
Yeah. And we don't realize these prescription drugs are really are abused. As you know, we always think about illegal drugs, but most illegal drugs are prescription drugs.
It is, and they're kind of a gateway to the illegal drugs. So the way it will happen, somebody will become injured, go to a doctor will prescribe them an opiate of some sort, and then they get addicted to it. And then
the doctor cuts them off.
Yeah, the doctor will cut them off, and then they have to, get resourceful on how to find a relief for the pain that they may have or may not have, but they're just addicted to the medication.
Right, right.
So, and then they'll turn to either heroin, fentanyl, or try to buy the Percocets or whatever on the street.
Yeah, we'll see it. Well, it sounds like we will see you probably not till what? Well, in December sometime?
Yeah, it'll be in December, hopefully, unless we have something else pop up. We'll keep you up to date when we do the burial for the unclaimed bodies.
Right, I do want to make sure we put that out there. People are,
And then once we get the concrete date that Walmart is going to partner with us for the Stuff a Cruiser event, we'll reach out and I'll get you a flyer as well.
We'll get that posted for you.
Just follow our social media page, Facebook, Warren County Sheriff's Office, and we will post everything there.
Yeah. Well, again, Terry, I really appreciate you coming in, telling us what's going on, telling us what tell them what you told them, tell them what you tell them. So whatever it is, so it's great to have you. It was a little different with we got it done in a record time without Robbie here.
I know I talk fast. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. So we can always slow it down, or hit rewind and play it again. So it's great. Again, appreciate. Say hi to the sheriff. Say, see how Robbie's doing, and hope he's doing well. And we'll get together in December.
That'll work. I hope to have a bunch more stuff to tell you in December because we are working on some Citizens Academy and a juvenile delinquency program. Right. So a couple other things. It's a lot of work putting some of those things together. So we're not really ready to announce the program start yet until we have everything finalized.
There's some action happening with the drug court program as well.
Yeah.
So
lots of things behind the scenes that people don't see.
It takes a lot of work to all of a sudden, it's just like putting on the election day. I mean, they work for weeks, getting it ready and all sorts of things. It takes a lot of work.
How much planning goes into just say a Citizens Academy to provide that service to the community?
Right.
I mean, it takes hours just to put the curriculums and stuff together for a week-long or 2-week-long course. Right. Yeah. So it's a lot of work and a lot of people that's needed.
Yeah, but it does a great work. It's good for our community.
It is.
All right. Keeps us safe.
All right. Well, then we'll see you in December.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Terry.